Hi there, this is Kellen Riley. I am doing another video on Age of Empires 2 AI scripting. Got a match set up here. It's just a random land map, and my AI is going to play against the original AI, which I think is the AI that's off the Conqueror CD. And I've noticed that this AI is weaker than the HD AI. So maybe my AI actually has a shot to win this one. But we'll see. If it becomes obvious that it's not going to work out, well, we'll just exit the game. Right now, my AI doesn't have any resign logic. It does say good luck and have fun. That's an improvement. A small but polite improvement to the AI that I've made since making my last video. So we'll just see what happens here. It constructs the house immediately. And it should construct another because I told it to build 2 houses at the beginning of the game, and then I disabled the rules. And if you want to see that, let's see here. So we see that house. We see these 2 rules here that say if you can build a house, and then the rules are disabled. So it builds 2 houses. So one of the things I'd like to improve is the scouting. The scout is pretty good at exploring territory near its base, but when it goes to try and figure out where the enemy is, it usually goes in the wrong direction. Now, because this is a random map, you can... I haven't gotten much into the random map scripting, but I might in future videos. But basically, depending on which random map you're playing, the positions of your enemy are somewhat known. So for example, on Arabia, usually your enemy is straight across from you. And so depending on the map, the random map type, I could probably send the scout intelligently in the right direction to discover the enemy. And I've watched a few games off camera here, and one thing I've noticed is if the enemy defends itself somehow from me building my forward barracks, the barracks never go up and the militia never get produced. So one change I might make is just to quick fix that, don't build forward barracks. We may see that happen in this game, or we may not. I'm not sure. This is a live commentary over the AI that I've started to develop. It's still pretty small, about, well, we can check. It's, let's see, how many lines is it? 118. So, for 118 lines, it's actually not doing too bad, right? Obviously, the more logic you add, the more checks and balances and stuff like that, the more refined your AI will get over time, but the larger it will get too. This mill position, pretty sensible, right? Right by the forage bushes. And the computer is smart enough, if there's a sheep near a mill, it will send the sheep to the mill instead of the town center. So that's default behavior that is sensible. And there's a lot of sensible default behavior in the AI engine, and then there's nonsense behavior, like if you don't specify your villagers not to explore, 2 or 3 of them will go off wandering in the wilds just at the beginning of the game, which you don't want, because in the beginning of the game, every resource, any amount of resources you gather is precious, so you don't want to lose time exploring with your villagers. You want to put them to work on food or wood right away. So Looks like the scout is heading in a promising direction to find the enemy, but we'll find out. And with the build forward stuff, you know, I think it's actually better if I build the barracks at home, because then there's less chance that the enemy will see what I'm doing and do a counterplay. So the idea is if I build the barracks at home, it's going to take so long for the opponent to discover that I'm massing man-at-arms. And once that first attack comes, it'll just wipe out the other computer, because I've specified that the computer will attack once it has 30 or more soldiers. So 30 man-at-arms coming at your base, and maybe, you know, you don't have any military, or you barely have a military. That's gonna wipe you out pretty well, or that'll wipe out the opponent pretty well. But we'll see what happens here. You know, there's sometimes you just have to admit that. Oh, looks like I might have found something. Nope, it's just I thought I saw the red blip there. Hopefully the scout finds the enemy. You know, that's an element of luck there, and what I could do to make it make my AI less reliant on luck is to just build my barracks at home. Because the thing is, the AI will delay building a forward barracks if you don't know where your opponent is. If it doesn't know where its opponent is, so it's pretty, that can put a kink in plans and slow the AI down way a lot, because, you know, while the scout is exploring, but it's still not found the enemy, you're not building any military units because your barracks haven't gone up, because the AI's barracks haven't gone up. Now I got real lucky here, discovered the enemy town, and as you can see, forward barracks is going up right away. Or it's going up in a reasonable amount of time, so my guess will be that this will be a victory for me, but, you know, I'm calling it pretty early, so I could be dead wrong. We want to see Greeny Weenie pull through and get its first legitimate win against the standard AI. As you can see, the opponent advanced to the feudal age faster than I did. Reasons for that are probably a more balanced economy and better hunting skills. So I've made some attempts to adjust the economy. It uses a percentage-based formula, so like you can send like 50% of your villagers to food, 30 to wood, 20 to gold, something like that. That's how it's arranged right now for my AI. And here comes the first builder building the barracks. Still don't have enough food to get to feudal, and that is because these boars have not been hunted. And the reason they haven't been hunted is the AI prefers to harvest berries before hunting boar, which is a default AI engine behavior that doesn't make any sense. If, you know, a seasoned player of Age of Empires 2 will know that you hunt boar before you gather the berries. Berries are your last resort as far as a food source goes. But anyways, the barracks is up, and the militia is being created. The feudal age is being researched, so, you know, my AI lacks many efficiencies, but the overall trend is in the right direction, right? And maybe this timing will be good, because when these villagers return this boar food, I'm going to have a lot of food in the bank, and that'll be good for the militia and also the man-at-arms upgrade. So look at this boar luring. It's very strange. Whoop, I'm getting attacked. Don't know what happened there. I think a villager poked me or something. See, now this villager was sent to build this forward barracks. It got attacked and it ran away. And it's gonna run away like all the way back to my town before realizing that it should be going here to build this forward barracks. So I'm not sure how to... Oh, this villager is being sent to build the barracks instead because this one got attacked. Which, another default behavior that doesn't make any sense, but I know I'm complaining about that a bit. To be honest, I'm very glad there's a lot of default behavior built in, otherwise this AI scripting task would be absolutely monumental. You know, imagine you didn't have commands and you were just shifting bits to make your AI work. Which commands, you know, at the end of the day, that's all they do is manipulating bits, but it's a higher level thing, you know. You can specify, when I have enough food, go to the feudal age. And what's happening here, I'm not really sure. This boar luring it's not going... Now, one thing I would recommend when you start your AI scripting journey is don't get angry that the AI is not doing what you want it to, right? Look at this boar. It has 6 health, and the villager just let it wander back into the wilds. Right? It's actually, you know, it's fun because the AI doesn't play perfectly. It makes mistakes, and if you ever watch a... Oh, they blocked barracks from going down. That's pretty good. The AI makes lots of mistakes, and there are lots of inefficiencies. But that's no reason to get mad at your AI. It's an opportunity for you to learn the quirky behavior that your AI has. And if you analyze that, and maybe you can find some way to use that quirky behavior to your advantage. And even pro players, they don't play flawlessly. Of course, whoever makes the less flaws is usually the winner of player-on-player match, a human-on-human match. See, right now, my man-at-arms, they got baited by a villager into the town center and they're dying, but it doesn't really matter too much because I'm making more man-at-arms behind this. Now, I've only got 1 barracks producing, which is not good. Which is why I want to build the barracks at home instead of forward, because it's less likely that the man-at-arms are going to run into the enemy's villager and follow it back to the town center and just absolutely get decimated. Right, my attack, the strategy is to build up a big force and then send it and win, right? That's the overall strategy. But if my force, as it's building up, it keeps getting chipped away at, right? I'm not getting to that critical mass of units I need to take down the town center. At least Greeny Weenie's not. So, I adjusted some numbers here for the gold and wood ratios. And, the economy is looking a bit more balanced. In previous versions of this AI, I've had like a lot of gold saved up because I had 30% of my villagers gathering gold. Now it's only 20, so... Let's see, is a house going up? Yes, okay. So I forget what map this is, but I think there's like a central river that runs through, and there's shallows you can use to get across the river. And, you know, I'm thinking, well, you know, if I was playing this match, I would just wall off the shallows and boom at home, right? So maybe when I get way more experienced and way more advanced, I'll be able to make an AI that can make those kind of decisions. Like, it sees that there's only a couple choke points that it has to hold, so it walls those up and booms behind that. I mean, it's an idea, right? It's I'm not sure how I would bring that to fruition, but I'll just keep looking at the AI ref and researching stuff online, and eventually I'll get something close, an approximation to what I want. And that's the thing you gotta realize with AI is you're never gonna get exactly what you want out of the AI, but you're gonna get an approximation, and that approximation could be really good. Some of the scripters that have played Age of Empires over the years or commanded their AIs to play Age of Empires for them, those scripters, some of their AIs are absolutely amazing, and real pro players actually use these AIs to train against because they're so good. And it's not that they're perfectly good, because you wouldn't want your AI to be perfectly good because there's a trade-off with performance. If your AI spends 1,000 years calculating its next move, the perfect move, in a real-time strategy game, it would be so far behind the other player that it would have no chance of winning. And that's something I really enjoy about this AI scripting stuff, is it brings in the performance factor. Like, if you constantly are checking something over and over and over again and it's slowing your AI down, that could affect its performance. So you have to be smart about which commands you're using and which, how compute heavy certain commands are. And even in the AI ref, it says stuff like, please consider performance when using this command. You don't want to spam it over and over again, because your AI might bog down, and the whole game actually might start to bog down because the AI is using so many computational resources because you told it to do something dumb. But anyways, we're getting up there in the military count. We've got 15 infantry and 1 cavalry, so 16 total military units. We're about halfway to our goal of 30. And they're just, accumulating these man-at-arms one at a time. And one thing, okay, I'll make a note here, is man-at-arms doing nothing while waiting for first attack. The first and last attack. I only command the AI to attack once, and that's when it's got 30 or more soldiers. And then as far as the resources go, right, I'm pretty close to the requirements for Castle Age at this point, so I want to add logic. So I want to add logic to advance to Castle Age. Alright, we're getting close, we're getting close. We only need 10 more militia, or men-at-arms. Let's see what's happening over here. Oh. Yeah. The one note I'll hear is make sure villagers don't hunt too far from base. There's a way you can limit how far out villagers will go hunting. So, like, the nearest drop site to these deer is this mill. And if this distance is too great, you don't want your villagers to be hunting like this. They'd be better it'd better serve the AI if it built farms or sent these to lumber or gold, because this walking, carrying the food back takes a lot of time. Uh-oh. See, and here's the issue with the build forward barracks. The man-at-arms get lured into the town center, and they frickin' die. So I'm gonna lose a large majority of my force here. I would do some damage to the TC, but this could be a long match, you know. So now I'm gonna have to rebuild. It's just gonna keep building militia, and the first attack hasn't triggered, right? These militia are just attacking because they've been lured by an enemy unit to the town center. We'll see what happens here. So I brought it down. It's been brought down to half HP. The opposing player has chosen to make archers, which is the correct move against this force, but it just simply doesn't have the mass. The enemy AI doesn't have the mass to take out my man-at-arms. But this town center is a real problem. So now look, we're back down to 4 military units, so it's gonna take forever. I mean forever to build back up to 30 off 1 barracks, right? So at this point, I'm gonna call this a loss. I'm gonna forfeit because this is gonna take too much time for this AI to win if there's a possibility for it to win. I'm gonna try and make these improvements that I've noted. I might be able to only do 2 or 3 of the improvements that I want to do with the knowledge that I have right now, but I'm gonna make those improvements and then I'm gonna come back and watch it play some more and see if I get any performance upgrades. Okay, thank you. Bye.